Please give a warm welcome to playwright and stand-up dramedian Eric Thomas.
So I was not supposed to be here. Philadelphia, or here, anywhere. I was not supposed to be here. My opinion of Philadelphia was formed very early in life by two sources that I found to be indelible. The first was the movie Philadelphia, and the second was the opening credits to the television show The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I thought in my youth, growing up in Baltimore, Maryland, nearby, that Philadelphia was a place where you could just be chilling out, maxing, relaxing, all cool and all, shooting some b-ball outside of a school when a couple of guys who were up to no good can start making trouble in your neighborhood. And I wanted nothing to do with that. Then in social studies, we watched the brilliant, beautiful movie Philadelphia, starring Tom Hanks and Denzel Washington, and the Avenue of the Arts, right outside, looks positively post-apocalyptic. The opening credits are just black and white photos that look like the Book of Eli. And Bruce Springsteen, God bless him, he is just struggling. He's just, brooding about it, I can handle myself. I don't know what the words to that song are, but it depresses me. It makes me want to take a bath with a toaster. I said to myself, I will never find myself in Philadelphia. Spoiler alert, I did. I'm going to fast forward here. So my parents sacrificed a lot to send me to school in New York to study to be a part of a helping profession, television sitcom acting. And like most people in my major, I rewarded them by returning to my childhood home, moving into their basement, and working at a Hard Rock Cafe. I thought that I would just sort of suddenly become a part of a creative community. I thought that I would find a way to express myself and that life would be peaches and roses. And it wasn't. I didn't have a way to express myself, and I didn't know really if I had anything to express. And all I did was sort of figure out ways to get people to add bacon to their burgers. And I was creatively, I don't think depressed is a strong enough word. I was creatively bankrupt. I didn't know if there was anything left in me to share. And after any evening of really vigorous Wikipedia searching and WebMD reading, I was like, oh, you know what, the problem is I have seasonal affective disorder. And so I decided, I bought a one-way ticket to Honolulu, Hawaii, because that's the land of the midnight sun. That's actually not true, but I didn't know that then. I was a child. And I announced to everyone, I was like, I'm moving to Honolulu, there's sunshine there, my problems are here, Honolulu is there, everything will be perfect. And everyone sort of applauded lightly because I was a little crazy back then and they didn't want me to do anything drastic. A friend of mine, Lisa, she said to me, I'm moving to Philadelphia, maybe you want to move with me, it's a kind of a shorter leap, it doesn't require a cross-country plane. And I was like, oh, I can't, I'm brooding about it, shooting some b-ball. And she's like, I don't know what any of these things mean. She reminded me, she was like, do you remember we went to a concert at World Cafe Live? And I said, oh, that was a good concert. And so I moved to Philadelphia. And there was one saving grace to the city of Philadelphia, and I should backtrack, and this is probably redundant information to most of you, but maybe there's some people here from other countries, and so I want to make sure everyone is understanding we're on the same page. So there was one saving grace, and I, like every adolescent boy, had a dream when I was a child. I wanted to be a backup dancer for Patti LaBelle. I know, everyone here, the gentleman here, everyone see a show of hands, everyone wanted to do it. I know. But just in case someone does, I did. And I remember hearing through the grapevine that this is where they keep Miss Patti LaBelle. And so I moved to Philadelphia, and I just started accosting older black ladies on the street. Just like, Patti, Aretha, oh, no. Patti. All I wanted to do was to be around her. I remember sitting in my living room when I was a child and seeing her on the television, on Oprah, and they both had gigantic hair. And they both were just on fire, and I felt this sort of electricity come through the television, like poltergeist. I remember watching her sing her song, New Attitude, and I just wanted to be behind her going, do, 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 do. I didn't know what it was about her that made me feel alive, but there was something that she was doing that I wanted to be a part of. And so when I moved here, I was like, this is my chance. There were a series of circumstances that are entirely magical, and I don't really have time to get into right now. I ended up getting a job at a restaurant called Pod in University City. And I heard through the grapevine that Pod is Miss Patti LaBelle's favorite restaurant. And so I sat for 2 years waiting. I didn't serve a table. I didn't make a drink. I sat by the door. There's a phone in my house that's rung only one time. It's the Patty phone. It has a wig on, it has no shoes, it rolls across the floor when it rings. And I'm sitting at home watching SVU for 17 to 24 hours as usual, and the phone rings. She's here. And I'm out the door. I'm running down Broad Street, I'm crying, I'm flapping my wings. I burst through the doors of the restaurant, and there she is, she's right there at table 10, and I'm running. I'm knocking sugar caddies off the table because she's the most famous diabetic in the country, and you have to use Splenda. And I'm there, and I'm right there, and I'm on her, and I look at her at table 10, and I say, ho? And she says, speak up, baby. And I was like, and she took my hand, and in her beautiful hand, and she whispered in my ear, you're the wind beneath my wings. And the lights in the restaurant turned purple, and we flew. Some of this may be an exaggeration. I met Miss Patti LaBelle, and we took a picture, and I put it on MySpace. This is a retro story. And it was a celebrity meeting. Happens all the time, but something woke up in me when I met Miss Patti LaBelle. Something woke up in me that I had let lie dormant for years. That fire that shot through the TV, and I remembered what I wanted to be about. I remembered why I moved here, which was not just to stalk an older black lady, but also to sort of be a part of a creative community. And I can't sing, and I can't really dance, and so I said, well, what can I do? And I was looking through a magazine, and I came across an ad for an organization called First Person Arts. And they're an organization that's dedicated to memoir and documentary art, and they do what they call a StorySlam twice a month, which is like a poetry slam. People come and they tell a true story based on the theme, and somebody wins. Everyone is judged and somebody wins. And it's just regular people. And I went, apropos of nothing, and I told a true story about living in Baltimore and being creatively bankrupt, and just wondering how I got there, wondering what I did wrong, where I turned wrong, and how I could possibly get out. I told the truth, and I won. And I was shocked. I was shocked that I could speak, and I was shocked that they would let me. This is before I knew that the truth is extraordinary, that every person has it in them. This is before I knew that when you tell the truth about yourself and your experience, that you open a door within yourself, and it in turn turns into a conduit between you and everyone else who can hear you. And the stories that I told there turned into longer evening-length pieces, and that has turned into a career. And every time I get on stage someplace and I tell the truth, I feel a bit of electricity, like when I was sitting on my living room floor, when someone says to me, I like what you do, or what you told me, what you said reminded me of something in me. That sets a fire inside of me. Because the truth is powerful. And every single person has a story. Every single person has a story, and it's important because it's yours, and it's the truth, and that nobody else can tell it. And I learned that. I learned that here. This city woke me up. And I'm so grateful to this city. I'm so grateful to this city for reminding me that I have something to say and that thing is important. There's a music in this city. And I'm grateful to the music of this city for allowing me to add words. And so now sometimes when I'm walking down the Avenue of the Arts, which is beautiful now, no more apocalypse, and I walk by Gamble and Huff, sometimes I hear Miss Patty's voice, and I don't know whether it's in my iPad or whether it's Miss Patty just hiding in a bush or whether it's in my head, but I hear doot, 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 doot. I have a new attitude. Thank you.